Hall of Fame Cowboys receiver Michael Irvin believes when you have a player as good as DeMarco Murray, you do what you need to do to keep him. And he doesn't understand why Cowboys top brass let him leave for division rivals.
I think this is poor decision-making on the Cowboys' part on many different levels. I don't care if you pay him a little more than you wanted to, because I think that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because it sends a better message through the locker room. You perform, you will get taken care of. I'm a little worried about the residual of this message that they're sending right now.
Would you change your mind if a month or two from now they get Adrian Peterson?
How do I know that Adrian Peterson and Dez Bryant are going to get along? How do I know all of these things? I don't know that, so we're still dealing in the dark.
All right, so Mr. Cowboy himself is joining us, Darren Woodson. Listen, poor decision-making is what Michael Irvin said. He also said, and we didn't get to add this, that DeMarco, in his opinion, was really good friends with Dez Bryant.
Yes.
You know that, and
Yes.
kept him calm.
Oh, yeah,
well
not only
with him.
Dez, but Tony Romo and Jason Witten. I mean, they're great friends. And it reminded me of the triplets when we played in the 90s. And those guys are extremely tight. Listen,
Does
I
he have a
understand.
point?
Mike has a point as far as the locker room, as far as you want to send a positive message. But I think the message has been sent by the front office. And the front office has basically said Jerry is no longer in control. This is a Stephen Jones and a Will Clay decision from the top now. And the control as far as being in the emotions that are involved, as far as signing players, the emotions that are involved as far as free agency and the draft, that's out the window now. It's about business, and it's about the cap, and it's about not mortgaging your future. And I think the Cowboys have a plan. There's a number that they had on the value of DeMarco Murray. And that was the number. And whatever that is, it is. And they didn't want to pay over, and Philly was able to go out there and steal them. So be it. They figured they can move on. They're building this team much like the Patriots have built their football team.
But is that a bad decision to let him go?
I don't think it's a bad decision. I think if you have to stick to your guns. If that's your philosophy, stick to your guns. I think DeMarco Murray is a great player. The Cowboys wanted him back, but he did not fit at the number that they wanted, and they had to move on. My concern is this. You lose a guy like DeMarco Murray, it sends a negative message to the locker room. It sends a message, well, I performed and it didn't work out for DeMarco, so why are they going to pay me? So, you know what? In the end, you're going to play because you have to, as a football player, you're going to put your work out there on film. And you're going to play with pride regardless of what happens. That's a no-brainer. I think the Cowboys right now are looking at this as we have Joseph Randle. We'll draft a kid probably in the second, third round, another running back. We have Dunlap. We have some other guys. And we just brought in McFadden. We have some depth there. The biggest concern I have for this team is 3rd and 2. Do you trust the running backs you have on this team right now when it's 3rd and short? They trusted DeMarco Murray. They took the ball out of Tony Romo's hands for the first time. I know you're looking at me crazy. But for the first time, they took the ball out of his hands in 3rd and short, and they gave it to the running back. They don't have a guy on the roster right now that they can trust.
Stephen A.
Come on, bring it.
You guys are so much.
First of all, this man played for the Cowboys, won Super Bowls with the Cowboys, so I'm going to defer to his level of expertise. I'm not sure I totally believe you about Jerry Jones' role as it pertains to Stephen Jones and, sort of acquiescence in them, because even though I know he leaves it for the most part to them, no one can convince me that if Jerry Jones puts his foot down like this is what I really want, that it's not going to happen. That's all I mean by that. That's the only thing I dispute in regards to what you're saying. And I'm not saying that you're wrong about your response to Michael Irvin, because, he's the playmaker. I love my man, the playmaker, but what the hell are you talking about? How do I know Adrian Peterson and Dez Bryant are going to get along? Just stop it. I mean, please, they'll figure it out. That's just a small concern as far as I'm concerned. Both are elite players, and if you're elite and you're winning, you'll get along. That's the way I look at it. You ain't got to have Thanksgiving dinner together and exchange Christmas gifts. I talk it all the time. This is my man. We never go out. Opposite ends of the spectrum, even though you do owe me dinner. That's a different story for another day.
Do you?
The point that I'm trying to make, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I paid last time.
Okay.
The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. Having said all that. Having said all of that, my issue is totally different in all seriousness. It's totally different. And I'm dead serious, and I expressed it to Skip. I understand that from a business perspective that the Cowboys did what was right for them. I understand that you have Joseph Randle and Dunbar and those boys, and they can play. My issue is not that you elected to let DeMarco Murray get away. My issue was that you spent this year running him into the ground because you knew exactly what you were going to do. You gave him 392 carries. Like I said to Skip and them last week, Coach Herm Edwards even acknowledged I made a good point. He gave Larry Johnson the ball 460 times. All right, ran him till the cows come in. But you know what? Some dude, Michael Bennett, was his backup, and Damon Hewitt and Trent Green was quarterbacks. Dennison was his wide receiver, and Lord knows you didn't have any damn weapons. I understand why you gave the ball to Larry Johnson that much. He's trying to win football games. You got Dez, you got Witten, you got Beasley, you got Williams, you got Randall, you got Dunbar, you got Tony Romo. You gave DeMarco 392 carries and 449 touches for two reasons. Number one, you sitting up there, and I understand they're trying to win, and he gave you the best option.
Yes, I was just about,
but I'm saying those other dudes too. But my point is that you didn't have to do that. You did that because you knew that there was a price that you wanted to pay come the offseason. Because as you just articulated, they're looking ahead. So it's not like they're oblivious to what's going on and what they're going to be looking to do in February and beyond. They knew exactly what they were going to want to pay, and you wanted justification to do it. If nothing else, he's a running back. We know how to value running backs are depreciated in the NFL. If we give this brother those carries, not only are we winning games, not only are we saving Tony Romo, not only are we not exposing our defense for being weaker than a lot of people, thought they were, but you're also sitting there and justifying how we could come back to DeMarco Murray when the season was over. Look, man, you had this many carries,
I don't believe
all of that other. Yes, I do.
Listen, not believe
then take away everything that you said about the Dallas Cowboys being a stupid business, because that's part of business.
Well, first of all,
that's part of business.
Part of business is you are a commodity on the football field.
Okay.
And that's the business part of it.
Okay.
We all know that. Listen, I played.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not only did I play, I didn't come off the field, and you know this. You spent time in the 90s. I did not come off the field, and I played special teams to boot on 3 different special teams.
Okay.
Played hurt every game.
All the time. I understood when it came to my role, that's the business. The Cowboys' role with DeMarco last year was to win, and you said it. Win football games at all costs. So only got 16 games.
Right.
If I got to put a saddle on his back and ride him for 16 games
that's what they did.
and give him 500
That's
carries,
what they did.
then so be it. But at the end of the season, it's business. And DeMarco Murray understood that. DeMarco also has been banged up the last couple of years, right?
You said, and I'm answering your question. He did know that.
He knew that.
But he was led to believe that, the team that we're constructing, the team that we're putting together, the team that we're looking to move forward, you're a big part of that.
There's no loyalty in this game, Stephen A. You know that.
I know that. I do know that.
None.
I do know that. And
So get your money.
All right.
I love that he got his money.
Well,
Got his money.
yeah, I
it's a
congratulate
shame.
him.
It's a shame.
Okay, first of all, I was stunned that the great Michael Irvin it was a Dallas radio station, right?
Yes,
in
105.3.
Dallas, Texas,
I think.
took this kind of a shot at Jerry and Stephen Jones. I was just stunned by it because I thought it was a little bit of a low blow from Michael Irvin. And I love Michael more than you love Michael. I think he's the greatest receiver ever. Sorry, Jerry Rice. Love you too. But now, back to the shocker of this day is what you said to start off your first answer, that Jerry Jones is no longer in control?
I think.
Wow, I have not heard that. I haven't heard it go that far.
I think if you look at what they've done in the last couple of years, Jerry's not at practice every day like he used to be.
Okay.
Stephen Jones and Will Clay have so much more control. Now, I think you're right about one thing. When it comes to the final choice, it's going to be Jerry to finally say, okay, I'll push the button.
Do I think that Stephen could talk Jerry out
Oh,
of Johnny,
yes,
out
no
of
doubt.
Johnny Manziel
No
on the
doubt.
fly?
Yeah, he
like
can do that.
No, Dad, no.
Yes.
no.
He can do that. I believe that.
Okay, get your right, son.
I think all the research that is done in the offseason, whether it be free agency, whether it be through the draft, just comes through this tunnel which Stephen is at the top of, and then it's brought to Jerry. And then Jerry basically on draft day.
I understand. I believe that.
I just think it funnels all the way up. And I think it's a process, and Jerry respects the process.
Look, Michael is still thinking of triplets. In Emmitt Smith's prime at age 27, the prospect of Emmitt being allowed to walk away to the Eagles is incomprehensible to the Michael Irvin of 2015 as he looks back at it. The landscape is totally different now. There's more free agency. And I'm going to say it again. DeMarco fell into the perfect spot at the perfect time. The Eagles were taking a PR bath in Philadelphia. It was nightmarish what it looked like they were doing and not doing. And all of a sudden, DeMarco calls Chip Kelly and says, hey, come on, I'm open. I want to come to Philadelphia because I'm sick and tired of them lowballing me. So they go all the way to $21 million guaranteed. They way overpaid DeMarco Murray, who did have a broken hand at the end of the year and has been banged up for the last 2 or 3 years, to bet $21 guaranteed million on him going forward. That's a bad bet to me. And Jerry and Stephen Jones and whoever else made this decision made the right, strong, sound decision. Because, listen, I am not ruling out Adrian Peterson here. And I don't care if he despises Des Bryant. I don't care if they never speak a word.
I'm ruling out Adrian Peterson.
Why? I was going to ask you that.
Because I think this team is not, it's not that, okay, they have the money to go do this, they're going to go out and do it. They're not the big splash team anymore. That's all. That's
Wait,
over
Darren,
the Roy Williams, going to get Roy Williams for $40-some million.
But Darren, do you think that they would have let him go if they didn't think it was a possibility to get AP?
I think so. I think their situation is there's a salary cap in place and there's a number in place for that position. And they're going to go off the number that's in place in that position. Listen, let's look at Adrian. I love Adrian Peterson. Has he won a Super Bowl yet? Is he taking the team over the top? This team right now is built, it wants to build on depth. They want a running back rotation. They want to win. They want to get little pieces and parts on the defensive side of the ball in the free agency and the draft. They're building from within, and I like the fact of how they're going about it.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of you Cowboy lovers saying that when they signed Tony Romo. I mean, when they signed Tony Romo to $108 million, $55 million guaranteed, the man had one playoff victory on his resume in 8 years.
Now he has
I didn't hear anybody saying that then. So it just amazes me how it's business is business is business. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys take care of who they want to take care of. And it's not always about
Wait a minute. So
it's not always about production.
Quarterbacks just grow off trees.
Wait a minute.
We're just buying a quarterback.
Time out. Tony Romo looked big time this past year.
Yes, he did.
MVP candidate. The money came before that. Before that, wait a minute. Before that.
Well, then they bet right.
Time out. But why? See, that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Why?
Because you just can't find a quarterback off the street.
Really? So what I'm trying to say to you is this. You bet on Tony Romo. And by the way, Tony Romo let's see what Tony Romo does if he doesn't have a running back to sit there and spell for him or to take the pressure off him. Let's see what he does when he goes back to flinging that football. The Jerry Jones that paid Tony Romo was the Jerry Jones that watched Tony Romo flinging that football and come up with big mistakes in big moments. It wasn't the Tony Romo from this past season that got paid the $55 million. It's disingenuous for y'all to bring that up. He got the money before that.
Aren't you on record as saying Des Bryant is more valuable than DeMarco Murray?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. They will take care of Des, I think, before training camp. I know they put the tag on him. Watch them give him a big long-term deal now.
Okay. All right, y'all.
You know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. But it's all right.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
You want to hang out?
I'll hang out.
All right.
Why? For what?
You are Stephen A.
That's why.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Eagles and Chip Kelly, Chip Kelly says he will not go after Marcus Mariota, but there are some out there who disagree. We talk about it in just a few moments.